Greetings. Good life. I'm going to read more for you now from my Benevolent Magic blog. This was originally published on Saturday, November 19th of 2005, and it's called Life Before, During, and Ongoing for Us Here on Earth. Many of you have been increasingly conscious over the past few years of the mystical, whether it is in the form of science fiction, or fantasy as it's called, or whether you have just begun to notice things that are more subtle. A great deal of what this Benevolent Magic blog is about noticing the subtle and recognizing that the reason it's subtle is that it does not want to force its presence on you. Generally speaking, the most comfortable and safe places you will be in your life are places where the presence of others, whatever form they may be in, are not forced upon you, and that your presence, whatever form you may be in, is not forced to interact with others, so you can relax and be yourself, and all those around you would relax and be themselves. This is the true nature of life beyond this planet and in other realities. I know that life here is very difficult. That is because of the purpose of life here. Don't let people convince you that this is some kind of nursery school. I assure you it's quite the opposite. No one comes to this planet and is born and lives on this planet that has not had at least one life of spiritual mastery. That is what I've been taught, and that is what I believe. And I feel there is some proof for that. And the proof is that even when we have not had some teaching, and we have to fall back on our own resources in order to survive in awkward or difficult or even dangerous situations, we often can not only survive but live on and function. Oh, we may need the help and guidance of others, certainly, and the support and security of others, yes, and yet we can live on. And there is another way to put this, and that is that many times we'll be in a situation where we desperately want to help and have no education of how to help, and yet suddenly we are inspired. We do something, or we say something, and it does help. This is because, I believe, we have had lives, or at least one life, of spiritual mastery, and we have some skill that is innate now in our souls that we can draw on, even though that experience was from another life. So this planet is a place where things are resolved. The challenges, the difficulties that come up on other planets in this universe, therefore, one has to qualify to come to this planet. Zosh has told me in the past, and others through me, that this planet is not the nursery school, but rather it is the PhD program. And in a PhD program, while the students get guidance from their teachers, they largely work on their own. And that's a lot of the way it works here. We get guidance, but we largely work on our own. We are not allowed to remember our past lives on this planet, though that is not at all unusual on other planets, as I've been taught. So we cannot fall back on a body of wisdom for each individual. This allows us to create new solutions to problems, sometimes old problems, perhaps our own, perhaps problems of others. So this is a planet where we're learning how to create, how to resolve, and how to apply. We're striving to do this in the most benevolent way, but sometimes we trip along and do things in ways that aren't benevolent. The purpose then of this site is to create as much ease in your life as I possibly can, to share with you some of the things I've learned and have been taught, and to provide for you the means to improve the quality of your life as much as possible through this means available here, and to give you the tools to improve the lives of others. This is my intention. I hope you find it helpful in that way. Good life to you all, and good night.